Picture yourself entering a space where every choice you make, every step you take, brings you closer to the life you've always envisioned. That life isn't reserved for a fortunate few. It's for those who grasp certain truths, who live by certain principles. Today, I want to share with you the 5 principles millionaires live by for real prosperity. Not just financial wealth, but the kind of prosperity that fills your heart, sharpens your mind, and lifts your spirit. Time is the most precious resource you will ever possess. Yet, it is the one thing most individuals waste without even realizing it. Every second, every minute, every hour that passes is gone forever. There is no way to earn it back, no way to retrieve it once it slips through your fingers. Millionaires grasp this fundamental truth. Your time is more valuable than any amount of money, more important than any material possession, more critical than any fleeting pleasure. They treat it with respect, with intentionality, and with an unwavering commitment to their goals. Protecting your time is not about being rigid or joyless. It is about understanding that where your attention goes, your energy flows, and what you focus on grows. Imagine your day as a bank account. Every hour is a dollar, every minute a coin. Now imagine spending those dollars carelessly on distractions, on things that do not serve your purpose, on activities that drain you rather than elevate you. This is what most individuals do without thinking. Social media scrolling, endless meetings that accomplish nothing, watching shows that do not inspire or educate, saying yes to every request that comes your way. These are the silent thieves of time. Millionaires have a different mindset. They realize that each hour is a building block of their future. They schedule it, guard it, and invest it wisely. They know that being busy is not the same as being productive. And being productive is not the same as being effective. Learning to say no is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. Every time you say yes to something that does not align with your vision, you are saying no to your dreams, your growth, your freedom. Millionaires do not chase approval or try to please everyone. They understand that the opinions of others do not define their worth, and their time should not be spent on obligations that do not serve their highest purpose. Protecting your time means setting boundaries, creating routines, and having the courage to prioritize yourself over constant external demands. Time protection also means understanding the value of focus. In a world of endless noise, where notifications, emails, messages, and advertisements compete for your attention, focus becomes a rare and powerful skill. Millionaires know that deep, uninterrupted work produces results far beyond scattered effort. They dedicate blocks of time to their most important tasks, to the work that drives progress, to the actions that compound over time. They eliminate distractions, create environments that nurture concentration, and commit fully to the task at hand. Every hour spent in focused effort brings them closer to mastery, wealth, and freedom. Another critical aspect of protecting your time is recognizing the difference between urgency and importance. Many individuals live in a constant state of reaction, addressing the urgent, but neglecting the important. Millionaires master the art of prioritization. They know that not every fire needs to be put out immediately, that some interruptions can wait, and that investing time in activities that yield long-term results far outweighs short-term convenience or comfort. They plan their days, their weeks, and even their months with intention, understanding that time invested wisely today compounds into the freedom and opportunities of tomorrow. Protecting your time also involves self-care and energy management. Time is not just about hours on a clock. It is about the energy you bring to those hours. Millionaires recognize that their physical, mental, and emotional state determines the quality of their time. They sleep, exercise, nourish themselves, and engage in activities that recharge and inspire them. They know that wasted time often comes from low energy, poor focus, or burnout. By taking care of themselves, they maximize the value of every moment and ensure that their time produces results, not just movement. Time is life itself. Protecting it is not a luxury, it is a necessity. Every choice you make about how you spend your time is a vote for the life you will live, the person you will become, and the impact you will leave behind. Millionaires understand that and act accordingly, making each moment count, refuse to give away what is irreplaceable, and investing in what truly matters. Relying on a single source of income is one of the most dangerous traps an individual can fall into. Life is unpredictable. Jobs can vanish, businesses can fail, markets can crash, and unforeseen circumstances can disrupt what you once believed was stability. Millionaires understand this reality deeply, and that is why they do not put all their eggs in one basket. They build multiple streams of income, knowing that true financial security and real prosperity come from diversification. Each stream acts as a pillar, supporting them even when one pillar wavers, ensuring that they are never at the mercy of circumstances beyond their control. The concept of multiple income streams is more than just making money. It is about creating freedom, options, and leverage. Millionaires view their skills, knowledge, and resources as tools for generating opportunities. They are constantly thinking about how they can turn their talents into value, how they can make money while they sleep, and how they can create systems that work for them, even when they are not actively working. It is not about being greedy or chasing endless wealth. It is about building resilience, security, and the ability to pursue your dreams without fear. Investing is one of the most powerful ways to create additional income streams. Millionaires understand that money sitting idle loses power over time, that inflation eats away at its value, and that wealth grows exponentially when it is put to work. Whether it is through stocks, real estate, businesses, or other ventures, they focus on creating assets that generate revenue consistently. Every dollar invested becomes a soldier working to build their empire, multiplying silently and steadily while they focus on other areas of growth. They know that wealth is not about working harder. It is about making your money work smarter. Entrepreneurship is another vital avenue for creating multiple streams. Millionaires are creators at heart. They see problems as opportunities and ideas as vehicles for abundance. They start businesses, side projects, and ventures that align with their passions, skills, and market needs. Each initiative is not just a source of income. It is a lesson, a network, and a stepping stone toward greater prosperity. They are not afraid of risk because they understand how to calculate it, manage it, and learn from failure. Each attempt, whether successful or not, adds to their wealth of experience and potential for future growth. Passive income streams are equally important. Millionaires focus on building assets that do not demand constant attention. Books, online courses, intellectual property, automated businesses, and investments that yield dividends or interest are examples of how money can flow without direct effort. They understand that time is finite, and to achieve true freedom, they must separate income from their active labor. Creating these systems takes effort up front, but the payoff is exponential. It allows them to live life on their terms, pursue passions, and make choices without financial pressure dictating every decision. Diversification also extends beyond money. Millionaires diversify their networks, their skills, and their knowledge. They understand that the ability to adapt, pivot, and seize opportunities is as important as the assets they hold. Each new skill learned, each relationship cultivated, and each venture explored adds a layer of protection and potential for growth. They are not trapped by one identity or one source of validation. They are fluid, resilient, and capable of creating value in multiple ways. Building multiple streams of income is a mindset as much as it is a strategy. It requires creativity, persistence, and a willingness to take calculated risks. It requires rejecting the comfort of relying on a single paycheck and embracing the uncertainty that comes with growth. Millionaires do not fear complexity. They embrace it, knowing that each new stream of income is not just money. It is freedom, it is power, and it is a step toward a life of true prosperity. The individuals you surround yourself with shape the life you live more than almost anything else. Every conversation, every interaction, every relationship subtly influences your thoughts, your beliefs, and ultimately your outcomes. Millionaires understand this truth deeply. They are deliberate about the energy they allow into their lives. They do not leave it to chance or convenience. They choose their circle carefully, knowing that who they spend their time with can either elevate them to new heights or hold them back in ways they may not immediately see. Being around ambitious, motivated, and positive individuals creates an environment where growth is inevitable. When you are in the company of individuals who dream big, who challenge themselves, and who refuse to settle, you begin to adopt the same mindset. Their habits become contagious, their energy infectious, and their perspectives transformative. Millionaires recognize that inspiration alone is not enough. It must be reinforced constantly by the individuals around them. They seek mentors who have walked the path before, peers who push them to do better, and even competitors who motivate them to sharpen their skills. On the other hand, toxic relationships are silently draining. Individuals who complain constantly, who doubt every possibility, who thrive on negativity, or who are unwilling to grow act as anchors. They steal not just your time but your energy, your confidence, and your momentum. Millionaires do not tolerate these influences. They understand that protecting their mind and their spirit is just as important as protecting their finances or their time. Saying no to the wrong individuals is not selfish. It is essential. It is a commitment to oneself, a declaration that your growth and your dreams are worth protecting. Networking intentionally is another secret. Millionaires do not build relationships randomly. They cultivate connections with intention, seeking out those who align with their vision, values, and goals. They understand that meaningful connections create opportunities that money alone cannot buy. These relationships are built on mutual respect, shared ambition, and genuine support. Millionaires do not just take. They give, they contribute, and they nurture bonds that are both authentic and strategic. Every connection is a potential source of learning, collaboration, or advancement, and they treat each one with care and purpose. Accountability is also a part of surrounding yourself with the right energy. Millionaires know that having individuals who hold them accountable to their goals, who challenge them to rise above mediocrity, and who celebrate progress honestly is invaluable. It is easy to drift when you are isolated or surrounded by individuals who accept excuses. Having the right circle means being pushed to think bigger, act faster, and take responsibility for the results you create. It is not about competition in a negative sense. It is about mutual growth and shared elevation. Furthermore, the mindset of your circle impacts how you see possibilities. Being around individuals who are creative, solution-oriented, and resilient inspires similar thinking in you. Conversely, constant exposure to doubt, fear, and limitation creates internal barriers that are invisible yet powerful. Millionaires understand that to grow, they must immerse themselves in an environment that supports expansion, courage, and vision. They recognize that even subtle shifts in perspective, when reinforced consistently by the individuals around them, compound into extraordinary outcomes over time. Choosing your circle wisely is not just about avoiding negative influences. It is about actively seeking positive ones. It is about being intentional, selective, and courageous in your social life. Millionaires do not wait for opportunities to come to them. They create an ecosystem around themselves where inspiration, knowledge, and possibility are constantly present. They know that your network is not just a reflection of who you are. It is a mirror of who you are becoming, and it will determine how far you can rise and how much prosperity you can truly achieve. Learning is the bridge between who you are today and who you can become tomorrow. Millionaires understand that true prosperity is not built on luck or mere effort. It is built on knowledge, insight, and continuous growth. They treat learning as a lifelong journey, not a stage to finish. While most individuals stop learning once they leave school or reach a certain level of comfort, millionaires see every day as an opportunity to expand their mind, refine their skills, and strengthen their understanding of the world. Knowledge compounds, and they know that each lesson, each book, each conversation, and each experience is a step toward mastery and freedom. Commitment to learning is not just about acquiring information. It is about transformation. Millionaires read voraciously, listen attentively, and observe meticulously. They understand that every idea, every perspective, and every piece of insight has the potential to change the trajectory of their life. They are not content with surface-level understanding or temporary solutions. They dig deep, question assumptions, and explore new paradigms. Learning for them is an active process, not passive accumulation. They seek out mentors, study the successes and failures of others, and apply lessons in real time. They understand that knowledge without action is wasted potential, and that action without insight is reckless. Failure is one of the greatest teachers, and millionaires embrace it as part of the learning process. They do not fear mistakes. They analyze them, extract lessons, and adjust their strategies accordingly. Every setback becomes an opportunity to improve, to innovate, and to grow stronger. This mindset separates those who remain stuck from those who achieve extraordinary results. Millionaires see challenges not as threats, but as invitations to expand their capability, to stretch beyond comfort, and to discover solutions that others might overlook. They are resilient learners, constantly refining their approach, experimenting, and evolving in response to experience. Curiosity is the engine that drives continuous learning. Millionaires maintain a sense of wonder and openness to the world around them. They ask questions that most individuals would never consider, explore industries and disciplines outside their immediate expertise, and connect seemingly unrelated ideas to create new opportunities. This intellectual curiosity fuels innovation, creativity, and insight. They understand that the world is constantly changing, that markets evolve, and that knowledge itself is never static. By staying curious, they remain ahead of the curve, capable of anticipating trends, adapting strategies, and seizing opportunities that others miss. Consistency in learning is another critical factor. Millionaires dedicate time each day to grow, whether through reading, practicing skills, attending seminars, engaging with thought leaders, or reflecting on experiences. They treat learning as a non-negotiable habit, integrating it seamlessly into their lives. They do not rely on occasional bursts of motivation. They rely on steady, disciplined engagement with ideas and growth. This accumulation of knowledge over time creates a compounding effect, turning ordinary effort into extraordinary results. The mind becomes sharper, decision-making improves, and vision expands. Learning also extends beyond technical skills or financial knowledge. Millionaires invest in personal growth, emotional intelligence, communication skills, and mindset development. They understand that prosperity is not just about money. It is about relationships, influence, leadership, and the ability to navigate complex challenges with clarity and confidence. Every book read, every mentor consulted, and every experience absorbed contribute to a holistic understanding of life, success, and human behavior. They do not compartmentalize knowledge. They integrate it, allowing learning to shape their character, habits, and worldview. By committing to lifelong learning, millionaires equip themselves with a toolkit that money alone cannot buy. Knowledge empowers them to make better decisions, innovate, and create value in ways that are sustainable and impactful. They understand that the pursuit of learning is not a task to complete, but a lifestyle to embrace, and that every step in this journey brings them closer to mastery, freedom, and true prosperity. Generosity is one of the most misunderstood keys to prosperity. Many individuals believe that to accumulate wealth, you must hold on tightly, save every dollar, and guard your resources fiercely. Millionaires know something different. They understand that true abundance is not measured by what you keep, but by what you give. Giving is not just an act of kindness. It is a strategic, intentional practice that multiplies your influence, your opportunities, and even your wealth. When you give, you create a flow, a rhythm of energy that always returns to you in unexpected and extraordinary ways. Generosity begins with mindset. Millionaires think differently about money, time, and resources. They do not see these things as limited commodities, but as tools for creating impact. They give with purpose, knowing that when you help others succeed, when you share your knowledge, time, or support, you create a network of goodwill, loyalty, and opportunity. Every act of giving plants seeds that can grow into relationships, collaboration, or ventures that extend far beyond the initial gesture. They understand that scarcity thinking closes doors, while generosity opens, and that abundance multiplies when shared rather than hoarded. Giving is not limited to money. Millionaires give their time, their expertise, and their attention. They mentor, guide, and inspire others, sharing lessons, they have learned the hard way. They understand that their influence is one of their most powerful assets, and when used to elevate others, it creates reciprocal energy that enhances their own growth. By giving knowledge freely, they build credibility, trust, and respect, which in turn attracts opportunities and connections that money alone cannot secure. They recognize that impact is the truest form of wealth, and generosity is the vehicle through which it flows. Acts of generosity also foster a mindset of abundance. Millionaires do not fear giving because they know that resources are renewable, ideas are infinite, and opportunities are endless. They embrace the paradox that the more you give, the more you receive, not necessarily in the form of immediate returns, but in ways that compound over time, often in unexpected and profound ways. They see every contribution as an investment in the ecosystem of life, a way to create value that circles back to them in multiple forms: relationships, reputation, insight, and yes, financial gain. Generosity builds influence and connection. When you help others, support causes, and contribute to the community, you create a network of individuals who believe in you, who respect you, and who are willing to support you in return. Millionaires understand that no one achieves greatness alone. Their giving is strategic yet authentic, designed to create mutual benefit while staying true to their values. They give without expectation, but with intention, knowing that the universe has a way of responding to energy and effort, and that those who give wisely attract abundance in every area of life. Millionaires also understand that giving is a form of courage. It requires trust, faith, and the willingness to step beyond fear. It challenges the instinct to protect, to hoard, and to cling to what is known. By giving, they open themselves to possibilities they cannot predict, opportunities that can transform their lives and the lives of others. Generosity is not a weakness. It is a sign of strength, vision, and emotional intelligence. It is a declaration that prosperity is not finite, that life is not a zero-sum game, and that by contributing to the growth of others, they are elevating themselves. Through consistent generosity, millionaires create a ripple effect of abundance. They give because it is who they are, because it aligns with their values, and because they understand the unseen power of contribution. Every action, no matter how small, compounds over time, creating a life where wealth is not just numbers in a bank account, but a force that shapes communities, opportunities, and legacies. Generosity becomes a natural habit, a lens through which every decision, every investment, and every interaction is viewed, and it ensures that prosperity is not fleeting, but enduring. True prosperity is not just about money. It is not measured by a bank balance, a luxury car, or a sprawling mansion. It is measured by freedom, influence, purpose, and the ability to live fully in alignment with your values. Millionaires understand that wealth is a tool, not a destination. Money alone cannot bring fulfillment. It cannot create meaning. It cannot guarantee happiness, and it cannot replace vision. True prosperity comes from having the resources, the mindset, and the energy to design the life you want and to impact the world around you in ways that matter. Defining what prosperity means to you personally is the first step. Millionaires do not blindly chase societal definitions of success. They understand that true wealth is subjective and multidimensional. For some, prosperity may be the freedom to travel and explore the world. For others, it may be the ability to create a business that aligns with their passion or to leave a legacy that inspires future generations. They reflect deeply on their values, their goals, and their purpose, using these insights as a compass to guide their decisions, investments, and daily actions. This clarity allows them to focus on what truly matters and avoid distractions that consume time, energy, and resources without delivering meaningful results. Prosperity also encompasses freedom. Financial abundance is only one part of it. Time freedom, emotional freedom, and creative freedom are equally important. Millionaires recognize that wealth without freedom is hollow. They build systems, habits, and multiple streams of income that allow them to live life on their own terms. They delegate, automate, and plan strategically, creating space to pursue passions, nurture relationships, and invest in personal growth. Freedom is the ultimate measure of wealth because it allows them to act in alignment with their highest purpose rather than being bound by obligations, debt, or societal expectations. Influence is another dimension of true prosperity. Millionaires understand that wealth can amplify their voice, their vision, and their impact. They leverage their resources to inspire, mentor, and empower others. They recognize that influence multiplies opportunities, opens doors, and creates networks of collaboration and support. With influence comes responsibility, and millionaires use it consciously to create positive change, whether in their industry, community, or personal relationships. They know that the legacy of prosperity is not just the assets they leave behind, but the individuals they uplift and the lives they touch. Mindset is inseparable from true prosperity. Millionaires cultivate an abundance mindset, understanding that the world is full of opportunities and that scarcity is a choice, not a reality. They see challenges as invitations, failures as lessons, and setbacks as stepping stones. Their confidence is rooted not in entitlement, but in preparation, resilience, and the belief that they can create value in any circumstance. Prosperity begins in the mind because it shapes every decision, every risk taken, and every action pursued. Without the right mindset, even the greatest resources can be wasted or mismanaged. True prosperity is holistic. It blends financial security with emotional wealth, personal freedom, meaningful work, and the ability to positively impact others. Millionaires are intentional in cultivating balance, ensuring that their pursuit of wealth does not come at the expense of health, relationships, or integrity. They understand that success without fulfillment is empty, and that real prosperity requires alignment across all areas of life. Every choice they make is evaluated not only for monetary gain but also for how it contributes to a life of purpose, joy, and long-term fulfillment. Defining and pursuing true prosperity transforms the way you live, think, and act. Millionaires do not chase wealth blindly. They chase a vision of life that is rich in freedom, impact, and meaning. They measure success not just by what they accumulate, but by the quality of their experiences, the depth of their relationships, and the legacy they create. This understanding guides every decision, fuels every action, and ensures that their prosperity is not fleeting, superficial, or dependent on circumstance, but enduring, empowering, and deeply satisfying. As we reflect on these 5 principles, it becomes clear that true prosperity is not about chasing wealth blindly or following a formula. It is about intentional living, mindful choices, and creating a life that aligns with your deepest values. Protecting your time, diversifying your income, surrounding yourself with the right energy, committing to lifelong learning, giving generously, and defining prosperity on your own terms are not just habits. They are ways of thinking, ways of being, ways of moving through the world with purpose and clarity. When you embrace these principles, you step into a life of freedom, impact, and fulfillment. You stop letting circumstances dictate your path and start designing a reality that reflects your vision, your potential, and your worth. Prosperity becomes more than money. It becomes the ability to live fully, love deeply, contribute meaningfully, and leave a legacy that matters. Remember, wealth is not a destination. It is a journey, a practice, a mindset. Each decision, each action, each moment is an opportunity to align with your vision, to create value, and to expand your life beyond limits. By living these principles daily, you are not just accumulating resources. You are becoming the kind of individual who attracts abundance naturally, effortlessly, and sustainably. True prosperity is not something to wait for. It is something to cultivate, to embody, and to share. Step into it fully, boldly, and without hesitation. Your life, your potential, and your legacy are waiting for the choices you make today.